of the prestigious, the extremely prestigious WCPW Commentator of the Year Awards. If you could take your attention right now and place it on the royal box right there. Ladies and gentlemen, King Ross! That's no problem, King. I feel very humbled right now.
Wagwan fam, I'm King Ross, you're my loyal subjects, and this right here is the trophy that signifies me as your WCPW Commentator of the Year. But as you could have guessed by the fact that I've won that thing, this trophy means more than just Commentator of the Year, because those polls, it descended into nothing more than a popularity contest. That trophy there represents me as the most popular guy here at What Culture, especially more popular than Jack the Jobber, because I know how much that eats alive at him every single day of his life. Ha 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 ha! I know I've got to deal with the Jericho, Reigns and Owens involved in yet another match on another episode of Raw for what feels like the 7,633,912th week in a row. Christopher, the siren please, new era, same old shit. But isn't it funny? Those three men were involved in a handicap match. In this booking, how does it feel? Well, it feels handicapped. Handicap match, handicapped booking. Not very good booking. Oh, that's not saying that the same. So after advertising The Undertaker's return for a few weeks, we got to Monday Night Raw. The show went on the air, and it was nothing more than a rumour. Taker might, or he might not, be turning up. Mick Foley with these three all over, which makes him as fit as me. Had to deliver Taker, otherwise it looked like Stephanie McMahon and her gigantic lady bowels would sack his ass. This to me represents false advertisement, misrepresentation, but worst of all, it doesn't reflect badly on Mick, it reflects badly on Stephanie. And let me tell you why while I tickle her lady bowels. Surely, for the love of Christ, there's got to be a condemnation on Stephanie that she doesn't know whether The Undertaker will be on her show or not. She's the only person on Raw, other than Vince McMahon in the background, but you know, he's not involved in storylines, who's above Mick Foley. She's the number one power, as she likes to tell everyone every week, the selfish cow. She should know who's on her bloody show, but she doesn't. What a useless sack of shit. Basically, when it comes to The Undertaker, Stephanie doesn't know what's Gannon earn. Gannon earn, meaning going on, and Geordie earn Undertaker laugh. Next we move on to Charlotte, who claimed that Golden Globe winning actress Emma Stone couldn't handle a candle to the performances Sasha Banks and Bayley were putting on during that backstage segment. Handle a candle? Stick the wick? Another rhyme for another name for a candle. It's not handle a candle, it's hold a candle, you silly willy. Max the wax. Here's a direct quote from that sack of shit that is Michael Cole. And look at Drew Gallagher sending Gulak halfway across the ring. He meant Jack Gallagher, didn't he? Got half a Drew Gulak, half a Jack Gallagher, put them together and got Michael Cole. You're a fan of WCPW, aren't you? The WCPW, where I'm the commentator of the bastard year, meaning I'm better than you because I'm better than Jim Ross, who's better than you. You know, because Drew Galloway, very similar, aren't they? He's obviously got Galloway on the mind, the dirty bastard. The Heartbreak Kid breaking all of our hearts by showing he's nothing more than a useless doll that sells Avon and dabbing live on WWE RAW. I put my fingers into my eyes! Of course I do, and you do too. It was bloody painful to watch. I mean, it's worse than when he was trying to figure out the internet back in the day. That picture should be up there. I mean, it's worse than when he mimed sucking off what could be a horse because that dick was so fucking big. It's worse than all of them. He should never do it again. Never. A summary of that Michaels promo. Whose fucking bright idea was it to bring back Shawn Michaels 2 weeks ahead of the Rumble, 20 years after he won the WWF Championship at the 1997 Royal Rumble, just to confirm he's not going to be in or at the Royal Rumble? Whose f***ing bright idea was that? Because I don't know about you, but this was the Emelina of promos, the blue ball of promos. Emelina's been teasing her debut for weeks on end. We've been ready to plant all our everywhere. Metaphorically, of course, not literally. Although some of you out there, it will be literally because you're dirty, filthy, spotty virgin marks. Michaels is coming back. We thought he's going to be in the Rumble, but no, they just brought him back to confirm he won't be, which is a load of shit in my book and a load of shit in yours as well. Of course, Michaels was talking about his new film, The Resurrection of Gavin Stone. The only thing that promo made me want to do was to resurrect the murderer inside. Because on January 20th, when that film hits the cinemas, I'll be going round every bastard cinema it's in and burning every one of them down. Because as we all know, my soul was carried in quite a harmful vessel over 1,033 years ago. So then, Ruru mentioning Golden Globes and then giving the lovely Lana a little twirl makes Shawn Michaels uncomfortable. WTF with the W here, meaning why? Why was Shawn Michaels uncomfortable? Like Ruru said, this must have been an American joke because not only did he not get it, but this sick guy here didn't get it. And of course, with him being my bear, my spirit animal, I don't know where I'm going with this. To me, in WWE land, because of gold dust and that whole, you know, thing back in the day, Golden Globes means bollocks. Lana, bollocks, Golden Globes. Michael's uncomfortable. The f*** knows. Next, we move on to those film puns and the moment where Big Cass thinks that Ruru and Lana and Jinder should be in The Pianist. The Pianist because the word pianist sounds like penis. Pianist, penis. Pianist, penis, pianist, penis. The Pianist, as we all know, was a film about the f***ing Holocaust, you sick bastards! Why the f*** are you bringing this up live on WWE RAW? Bit inappropriate, wasn't it? This might be too far, but you know, I'm going to risk it for a biscuit, even though I don't have any biscuits here. What they should have done with that promo was circumcised it from the show. Cut it off from the show. Enzo Amore seemingly couldn't put any weight on his left knee, even though we all know that he is dealing with a bruised arse cheek. It would seem in that case that he doesn't know his arse from his knee. Chris off camera, the f***ing genius that he is, he didn't get that the popular saying, you don't know your arse from your elbow. I pointed at my elbow and said knee, therefore you should be in hysterics now because this is really funny, isn't it? It is, it's really funny, isn't it? Next we move on to Byron Saxton, who had the audacity to claim that Ruru and Jinder Mahal are a tag team these days because they have a mutual disdain for Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Is that right now? No, it's f***ing not. It's because they're both foreign and xenophobia still exists in WWE because they're not from America, they're both foreign, they should be friends, shouldn't they, Vince McMahon, you racist bastard? F*** you, buddy. You. Of course, you want to read about my twin brother Ross Tweddle's take on xenophobia in WWE? Purchase What Culture's own magazine about wrestling called Wrestling for only $8.99 from shop.whatculture.com.
Or W.H. Smith.
Or W.H. Smith. And then Corey Graves wonders if there's any place on the Rusev and Jinder team for him. No, there f***ing isn't, because you're a white American, Corey, which in Vince McMahon's mind means you're normal. Yes, we're going in deep here, balls first. Yeah, I'm going to fight for what's right and fight for the Big Cass f***s up another East River crossing. I don't know about you, but when I f*** up something so many times, I just give it up. Like commentating, I was on the first 4 episodes of WCPW Loaded, but you know, I wasn't very good. But look what happened, I actually was very good. I'm the best in the world. Better than Jim Ross. This is what this signifies here. This wobbly bobblehead trophy, which Sean, the referee from WCPW, that flared nostril Scotsman, he f***ed it. Not like that. He threw it on the floor and it broke. The c***. Oh, Japan! 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 Oh, Japan! Oh! This would have been your reaction if you're a dirty, spotty internet virgin who heard the word Japan on WWE television. And the question is, how the f*** couldn't you, due to the amount of times it was brought up during that Sheamus versus Luke Gallows match? It seemed that every third word was Japan, and you were blotting every third word. It's a wonder that you have any testicles left, you dirty, pathetic mess of a man. Boy, child. Of course, because I'm a massive f***ing hack, I've got a theory as to why WWE were doing this. They brought up the WD-40 Tag Team Championships, that's what they're called, isn't it, in Japan, isn't it, you dirty, filthy marks? The WD-40 Tag Team Championships. And all of the people that don't know what they are, Googled it. Those people that Googled the WD-40 Tag Team Championships will have seen New Japan. This is a f***ing joke, you know. I actually know they're called the IWGP Tag Team Championships, but to wind you up, I'm calling them the WD-40 Tag Team Championships because I don't give a shit about them. So people that Google this would have seen New Japan, and what would they have seen? They would have seen, oh, 6 stars, oh, Dave, oh, catch my blah. And then what would they have seen, those casual fans? They would have seen Kenny Omega, who has the internet in the palm of his hand at the minute because they don't know whether he's staying in New Japan. Well, they do because he hasn't signed a new contract. Or where he's going next. He could be WWE. It's all, you know where I'm going. It's all a master plan by me. Japan. Oh, Japan. Who the f*** are they? And where the f*** do they get their hair done? Somebody was talking during The Undertaker's entrance, which is down to one man and one man only. Happy New Year, Kevin Dunn. Dun. Because Kevin Dunn's teeth are so big, they've got amplifiers in them as well as tents and pyramids and Roman Colosseums and Nia Jax from time to time. They fit every f***ing thing in there. So he was minding his business backstage, but walked past some unassuming people with a microphone. Of course, they were practicing a promo or something. I don't know what was happening. They were talking nonetheless, and when he walked past them, the father picked the bat and then we heard the massive teeth. Take her in the Rumble. Ooh. This shot of Braun Strowman watching Undertaker's promo, which served absolutely no purpose. It was really f***ing random. Oh no, wait, they're going to sow the seeds for a Braun Strowman Undertaker match at WrestleMania because they teased that last year before Undertaker reportedly pulled the plug because Braun is greener than this Prince-Amin shirt, which you can pick up from shop.whatculture.com and help him on his quest to 1 million women. That's why I'm in me sex dungeon and not on the green screen, because green on green means this part of me will be invisible and never. Taker claims he dug 29 holes for 29 souls. And once again, because I'm a massive hack, I can deduce from this that Sheamus will not be in this year's Royal Rumble. Well, why, King Ross, I hear you ask? Well, because he's f***ing ginger. And of course, gingers, they have no f***ing souls. So Taker would not have a soul to fill the hole with. Ooh, holes. I suppose that confirms Drew Gallagher isn't in it either, Maggle. You sack of shit. Here we have Undertaker once again, who claims he answers to nobody. Now let's just take a look at the past year in WWE. Vince McMahon, hello Taker pal, do you fancy beating the shit out of my little lad at WrestleMania? Way I, Vince, I do. I'd love to, mate. That's lovely, Undertaker. Have a Hell in a Cell match. Anyway, thank you very much, Vince. He does answer the people. And you just look at last night. Sure, it looked like if Taker didn't return when he did, when Mick Foley was begging him, it looked like Stephanie McMahon and those tickly lady pals were going to fire his ass live on air. Mick begged, Taker returned. He's answered to 2 people in the last year. He's done it all over his bastard career. Basically, what I'm saying, he's a heap-hop, a hypocrite. Now we'll f***ing take you on if you want to bring some Undertaker. Oh, you're a dead man, are you? I'll really make you f***ing dead by biting your bastard nose off. Commentator of the Year! And then we move on to Taker, who claimed that nobody controls him. Well, f me sideways and call me Betty, old booger red. What about that bastard Earn? For the first 8 or 9 or 7 or 8 or 6 or 5, or for the first long stretch of your career, that Earn literally controlled you. Paul brought it up, you know, sold, you sat up, you were like its little bitch to the Earn. You didn't know what's Gannon Earn going on, Ganning Earn. He doesn't know what's Ganning Earn. It's almost as if he's broken. Sexual assault on Monday Night Raw. Yay! We all saw the moment where Alicia forced herself on Noam Dar when Noam Dar wasn't expecting it, just to neck on with her. Now, how funny would it have been if Noam Dar saw Alicia Fox in the corridor, grabbed her, and necked on with her? Would it have been the same reaction? Would it? Sexual harassment. It's still real to Bob. Damn it. Well, Bob's a massive f***ing mark then, isn't he? Booty juice. It's actually a shot of medication given to psychiatric patients in the psych hospital. They're given booty juice when they become violent. It's usually a Haldol or a Melaril shot. A shot given in the buttocks. A mixture of crap and sweat. This brown liquid residue oozes out of your butt after a long night of anal intercourse. It's also found in the ass of people that don't wipe properly. So it's anything but a f***ing energy drink, isn't it, New Day, you silly willies? Next we move on to Corey Graves, who was talking about how his night on Bourbon Street was ruined by the New Day. Corey was out having a nice drinky poo or two. The New Day were there with bootios, pouring them down onto the street from up above. And rats were everywhere. Now, this is a WTF moment because we know that Xavier Woods is recently married. We know that Kofi Kingston's married with children. Rats, married men, they shouldn't be going together, but Corey Graves spilled it in front of the bastard world. Now, for you younger marks out there who don't know what the term rat means in this sense, no, it doesn't mean a horrible little furry thing that crawls up your drain pipes and all that malarkey. This is what it means. A female, not necessarily underage, who attends professional wrestling. Demon Diva! So a rat. Let's try this again, shall we? A female, not necessarily underage, who attends professional wrestling shows and attempts to sleep with the crew members or to get into the wrestlers. That's from Google. So that's why married men and rats in wrestling shouldn't be in the same sentence. My boy Prince Amin and rats, however, they go together like fish and chips, chalk and cheese, something else that goes together well. Me and people that are triggered. The last there that has a sign that reads rain on me. Now I can tell you for a fact that my queen and yours Felicia Rose was not in attendance last night, therefore that sign there is a clear example to us all of gimmick infringement. Now I'm all for gender equality, so what I'm about to say, it reads completely true. If I ever see this woman here with another sign, gimmick infringing my queen and yours Felicia Rose, I'll bite her nose off. Who the does he think he is? Get that referee hired on WCPW. Those of you that do watch WCPW will see tag team matches in the WCPW ring every time. The referee loses control, he doesn't know who's the legal men. It always ends in a cluster. The main event with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho against Roman Reigns ended in a similar fashion. Jericho and Owens were in the ring for far too long. The referee should have been counting them out, but he didn't do that. But who the cares? Because Chris Jericho won. Team Kevin and Chris are the WWE Universal Champion and the United States Champion at the same time. An episode of Raw doesn't end in disqualification. I'll repeat that again. The main event of Raw does not end in disqualification. Well then, look, you've got a catchphrase to describe this, doesn't it? To grab Tubby Animal head for the bastard border. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, run away, the end is nigh. But I'm going to look into this result a little bit more subliminally because I'm a hack. I'm going to read between the lines when there's now to read. Roman Reigns wins once again. Why, King Ross? He's lost the United States Championship. Well, he didn't give a about it anyway, did he? He used to carry it around like a sack of shit. It looked like a massive weight on his shoulders. Something he couldn't wait to get rid of, and now he has. So subliminally, between the lines, even though there's no lines to go between, Roman Reigns has won that match. Makes sense in my head. I And finally, those of you who follow me on Twitter at Ross on Wrestling, that is no, will have seen yesterday Izzy, that little shit, tweeting me with some bants, and I'd just like to go on record as thanking her for having some bants to give. As we all know, I'm not a fan of Izzy. I don't like the way in Bailey matches how the camera's on her more than it is on Bailey. We don't care if she's crying, we don't care if she's laughing, we're tuning to see Bailey and the fantastic graps that she does. So there I was yesterday, still hungover from a night out in Newcastle with my new best friend Cody Rhodes, didn't you know? And what did I say on Twitter? Izzy tweeted me with a picture that she's going to send to me with, you know, to King Ross. Thanks for being my #1 fan. Love and hugs, Izzy. I told her where to go. She could send that heap of straight to the bin tip here in Newcastle. I don't want it. If I do get it, I'll burn the her. I don't like her. But I've trashed Izzy in videos time and time again, but she's mature enough to see through all that and respond with a bit of fire bounce that I've got to admit had this sick guy on the back foot until my own fire response. How the can a little 9-year-old girl be so mature when Jack the Jobber, who I work with, whenever I bring him up in videos, he cries about it? I don't know how that works. Incredible, isn't it? 25-year-old man. He's 24. Either way, a fully grown man getting out-matured by a little 9-year-old girl. Something to think about there, isn't it? I've been King Ross, you've been my loyal subjects, and I'll see you soon.